What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Cardo, aka the DV Computer Man. And look, we back with another story time. Today, we're gonna talk about how to handle a situation where a customer that you might have did a repair for blames you for breaking something that you never had anything to do with. We're gonna dive into it because it just happened here today. So look, right? Guy comes in, he brings in his wife's computer. She tells him what's wrong with it. He tells us. This is where things get a little tricky though, but we're gonna tell you about that part later. So he tells her, she tells him what's wrong. He tells us we got a list of things we're gonna check on this computer. So the list consisted of it running slow and possibly the battery not working. That's all it really was. So it never required us to do anything as far as taking any screws out, removing any parts, placing parts in, none of that. Battery's bad, possibly. OS is running real slow, computer's running real slow. So what we do, we go in, we diagnose it. Off the break, we open it up, we see that there's a virus on this computer. So when we see the viruses on the computer, we put the estimate in for an OS reload with data backup. And while we're looking at this, we see that the battery is fine. There's nothing wrong with the battery, so we don't have to take anything apart. So we go in, we do the OS reload, which takes about an hour or two. The guy comes in the next day to pick up the laptop, and he notices there's a black piece of tape on this back edge. Now keep in mind, while we're working on the laptop, it's like this. We never noticed that there was a piece of black tape on the black side of it. So he peeps at this black tape. He looks at us. He says, "Yo, what's up with the tape?" Everybody looking at each other like, I don't know. We never noticed any tape. We never had to do anything hardware related to the computer. So he's like, man, I don't think that tape was on here. Woo doo woo woo. Yeah, man, y'all got to do something about that. So me being a great business owner, and I'm always I'm always on the customer side, even though I own the business. So I'm like, bro, don't worry about it. I don't know where this tape came from, but yeah, it shouldn't be like that because I don't remember it being like that. So let me go ahead and just tighten it up. I ain't even about to ask no questions. But as I'm in the shop and I'm working on this thing, and I'm just like, all right, how the hell did this get like this? And we never had to take it apart. That's the first question I asked myself. So my staff says, bro, it's a piece of black tape that was holding it together. Where in the shop do we have any black tape? And I said, you know what? You got a great point. We don't even use black tape in here. The tape that we have here is either clear, blue, and that's it. We only use clear and blue tape in here. So I was like, yeah, that tape must have been already on here. But it's kind of hard to accuse somebody who already has denied that they ever had anything like that on their laptop when they brought it to you. And he's adamant. No, it wasn't like that when I brought it in here. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I don't want to combat you, but I'm not about to accept blame for something that I didn't do. But there's a way to do it. So what happened was I took it back. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and try to seal this up as best as I can, even though I know we didn't break it. And if he doesn't like how it looks or whatever, then we'll talk about it when he comes. Fast forward. Waited for them to go by. Fast forward, right? Today, he comes by. He's like, yo, is it ready? I'm like, yes, sir, it's ready. He comes in, he picks it up. He's like, yo, did you have to glue this back? And I was like, yes, sir. I was very honest with him. I said, yes, sir, I glued this back. I'm honestly don't know how it got like this, and I'm not going to take the blame for it. That's basically what I was letting him know. Like, there's no way we did this, but I'm going to help you solve this the best that I can because that's the type of person I am. So what we did was we glued it up. He looks and he like, man, I don't know about this glue. This is my wife's computer. Let me call her. So I said, you know what? I'm happy you're doing that because it's not your computer. And I'm pretty sure your wife knows where that black tape came from. Please call her and let's find out what happened because I don't want to take blame for something and that I didn't do. And I don't want to send you home with something that wasn't the way it was when you first came here. So key to this whole thing is communication, but knowing how to communicate without one taking offense, but also being adamant and standing on business is what we say, right? We stand on business, so we're not going to take the blame, but we're not about to get into an argument either, right? So he calls his wife. The wife says, I'm on my way up there. She don't say, I know where the black tape came from. She says, I'm on my way up there. So I'm like, Lord Jesus, this lady still ain't tell this man that she put that tape on his computer. So she gets here and she kind of, I'm reading body language at this point, and I can see that she might be on something. And I'm not talking about drugs or nothing. I'm just talking about she might be on edge, meaning that her attitude might not be as friendly. So I see that off the break, and she's looking at the computer and she had these hard looks on her face. And I'm calm, quiet, and cool and collective because I know at the end of the day, we did nothing wrong. So she looks at it and she's like, oh, yeah, I did put the black tape on here, but that's why I brought it in. So now I'm like, hold up. Nowhere in the paperwork that your husband filled out says that you brought it in for this black tape. He's accusing us of putting the black tape on, and you're telling us that you told him that's the reason why you told him to bring the computer in. So it was just a big communication error. But one thing that I want y'all to walk away with is in this repair business, man, we make money, but we lose money as well. Every repair don't go the way you want it to go. But in the end of the day, if you stand on business and you do it right, you will always come out on top and come out with the victory and come out as a winner. So, long story short, we was able to communicate with the lady and her husband. We didn't get an apology that we wanted to, but that's all good. But it's understood that there was no harm done, no fouls done on our end. I let the customer know that we're not taking this personally, even though we didn't get a apology. And don't expect an apology when you're a business owner. That is not something that you want to get hung up on, get caught up in. Just stand on business and make sure you do good business. If an error was made on your part, stand on it. If it wasn't made on your part, stand on it. But also know when to hold them, when to fold them. And look, we make videos like this each and every week, man. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also share it with your repair friends. And we'll be back for more. Hopefully, y'all took something away from this. And look forward to seeing what happens next week. It's always a circus in this business, and it's always something to laugh about, lessons to be learned. And I'll be bringing them to y'all live and direct. Peace.